My brother wants to make a boat out of plywood, and his major concern was the cost of all the paints and epoxies that you would put on top of the plywood after it's complete. So his basic question was, what happens to the plywood if you put it underwater? So I decided to do a test. So to do this test, I cut off 5 pieces of birch core plywood and painted them with different paints. I used Benjamin Moore outdoor house paint, a Bear outdoor stain, some Bear indoor house paint, polyurethane Minwax, and Rust-Oleum enamel, and this is the control. Because some of the paints are the same color, I labeled them individually so we can keep track of which is which. Also, on the bottom I have stickers so that when they stack, water can get to the faces as well. Here you see me make my first attempt to put them underwater. I didn't realize how much they would want to float. So after this amount of time, I was surprised that no ill effects showed up on any of the boards, and I waited a week and they looked pretty much the same. Water wasn't boiling hot with it, but it was plenty warm. Apparently there was a leak in my bucket and the water was below the level of the top board, but notice nothing was floating. Here I am trying to demonstrate how saturated the boards are and water's just squeezing out, but it doesn't show up on the camera. I don't show all of the boards here because the reaction was identical between all of them. notice on the stain actually peeled off. No surprise here, this is the board that was above the water level, so its water content would be much lower. So the takeaway from this is, first of all, I used birch from Home Depot for the wood, and that seems to have been the saving grace for this whole thing. Secondly, after a week of letting those woods dry, I didn't see any ill effects to the plywood at all. They seem a little drier and a little bit more brittle than it was before this whole event, but other than that, the wood seemed to hold up really well. So, do you need to put a paint coat on top of this? Maybe not. But I think that you could probably do good by going ahead and doing that if you're making a boat. Well, have a nice day, and please stay safe with the coronavirus outbreak. Bye. Finally, just remember, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10, good job.